What is up, ladies and gentlemen? In this video, we're going to be looking at the exact sales pitch that made me $32,000 in sales in my very first full month in business selling window cleaning door to door. And at my best, over $5,000 sold, cleaned, and collected in a single day, and profiting over $4,600 in just 6 hours of knocking. And by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly what to say and how to say it, the psychology behind why it actually works, and how to overcome any objections so you can consistently close deals. This is the video I wish I would have seen when I first started my door-to-door window cleaning business, because if I had, my skills would have progressed so much quicker and I would have made so much more money so much faster. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're gonna be looking at and breaking down two of my live sales. One that's a bit more of a laydown so we can just really focus on the actual sales process and the frameworks and the why behind what we're doing. And the second one being a bit more advanced with a bit more objections so we can really focus on how to handle those once we've got the frameworks down. So without further ado, let's jump in.
Hello, hello. Who is this guy? Is it a he or a she?
She's very friendly.
Oh yeah, she looks ferocious. Looks like she might want to eat me.
Yeah.
My name's Nick. I'm not sure, have you kind of just seen me? Mostly like on the corner, but like the past couple days?
I don't think so.
Very good looking dudes in the blue t-shirts.
Oh, okay.
Who just got haircuts.
Nice.
I thought it looked pretty good.
Yeah.
We're doing all this stuff. I can kind of show you real quick.
Okay, so the first thing I want to point out in this video is that within the first 30 seconds of the interaction, I have not talked about what company I'm with, who we're doing work for, or what the service even actually is. For the first 10 seconds or so, I said, is that the guard dog? Is it a he or a she? He looks ferocious, looks like he wants to eat me, right? Just literally breaking the ice. And then I went into, have you kind of seen me at all the past couple days? Good looking dudes with the blue t-shirts. You might have missed us. And so for the first bit here, all I'm doing is breaking preoccupation. And the reason we do this is because people actually love to buy things, but they hate to be sold things. And so when I'm knocking on people's doors, what I'm trying to achieve on the front half of the presentation before I give the price is flying under the radar and seeming like I'm not even actually a salesman. And I do that by doing the opposite of what every other salesman does. Every other salesman knocks on the door, they're squared up, good posture, they're looking right ahead, direct eye contact. Hey miss, my name's Nick, I'm with Summit Window Cleaning. We're helping a few of your neighbors to wash all the windows frame sills. And even if the homeowner I'm talking to did want their windows cleaned, in that moment, they're gonna see that as a sales pattern, like, oh, salesman, and immediately kind of seize up and have that self-defense. And so they're not even gonna actually be listening when I'm presenting my offer. But if in the first part, I can just make a casual comment and break the ice, make a few jokes, and stair step my way into presenting while flying under the radar, going completely undetected as a salesman, the homeowner is going to actually listen when I then go to present the window cleaning.
We are washing all of the actual windows, but also like a lot of the white vinyl frames, just because the dirt kind of sits on the ledges and like the sills. And we're giving a bit of a discount for young women with hands on their hips.
Oh,
That's actually why I came by.
Okay.
I think you qualify. Joking aside, what I could do for you is just count up all the windows and just give you a quick price. We're going to be back tomorrow and then a couple days next week. And so we just take off $100 on each home while we're here. So I could count it up, let you know what it would be, and then, yeah, give you a price and a card.
okay.
Cool.
That sounds good.
Any gates at all, or is it open both sides, or
There are gates on both sides, but they're not locked.
both open? Cool. And what's your name?
Linda.
Linda. I'm Nick.
Hi, Nick.
Cool.
Hi, Sam. Nice.
I'll meet you back here.
Okay. Once we've started off with our pattern interrupt, either making a joke about the guard dog or have you seen us, good looking guys in blue shirts, and kind of hooking them in to be like, oh, who are you guys? Then now they're actually listening when we're presenting. We want to tell them what we're doing, but the goal is not to sell them on the window cleaning. It's just to sell them on giving them a price. And so in the entire sales process, there's not just one sale, there's actually two. There's the sale at the end when they agree to the $250, $350, $450, whatever it is for the window job you're selling, but that's the second sale. The first sale is when you sell that homeowner on giving them a price for the service you're offering, because you can't sell anyone on a price that you haven't given them. So the first sale in the sales process is just getting to the backyard, so you then can count the windows, find the dirtiest window on the house, find that pain point, and then come back around, make your offer, and sell them on your service. So I'm giving them just enough info. And the close I'm going for is I'll just give you a quick price and a card just so you kind of know, right? We're just trying to get to that next step in the sales process.
Hello, hello. I like the setup back there. You guys spend a bunch of time out there?
A fair amount.
Yeah, it's nice with the like woods. It's very peaceful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can kind of, I guess, show you just because, like I said, it's a little bit different than most like window cleaners. Most people kind of just scrub and squeegee just the glass. What happens is when...
Okay, so first step I want to point out super quick before finishing this out is when I come back around, before I go into the spiel of like, hey, counted everything up, there's this many panes, it's this service, it's this price, I first just want to come back and to some extent break the ice, right? That could be a compliment, that could be a joke, that could be a, you guys have a lot of windows, no clean ones though, like just some sort of joke or just some sort of icebreaker before you come back, before you get right into your presentation, just to make it a little bit less transactional and build a little bit of rapport. Once again, we're coming from the frame that we're not a salesman, we're not here to sell them, we're just a guy that's helping people on the street. So just a little bit of an icebreaker, compliment, joke, or comment can go a long way of just continuing to lower that guard. So while we're presenting, once again, they're listening.
Does rain, all the dirt from the like shutters and the frames just drags back down. So what we do is we scrub the glass, but also all the frames, sills, tracks, all this stuff, all the shutters too. So that way when it does inevitably rain, there's nothing to drag back on the actual glass. So it stays clean a lot longer. Normally if you...
Okay, so the next step in the sales process is the summary of services. So we need to explain in depth so they fully have complete clarity on what the actual offer and what the service is before giving the price. Because the deciding factor in whether someone buys from you or not is just how much certainty they have. So this is where we have the opportunity to eliminate any uncertainty in their mind and build a ton of value in what we're actually doing. So rather than just being like, yep, we do all the exterior window cleaning, that doesn't sound like a lot of value at all. We're saying, yeah, we actually do all the windows, but also every square inch of all the frames and all the sills and the tracks. And then we're explaining why. Because when it rains, if you just do the glass, the dirt drips back down and the windows get dirty again. And so we do every square inch of all the windows, frames, sills, tracks, shutters, and then we rinse everything down with deionized water so it stays clean for you. And so we're taking what could have just been the exterior window cleaning and we're maximizing it to make it seem as big as possible. It's not just exterior window cleaning, it's every single window, frame, sill, door on the entire house, top to bottom, all four sides, right? We're making the value seem as big as possible. And then for the price, we're gonna do the exact opposite, trying to make it seem as small as humanly possible.
Call us out, it would be a bit pricey. Fortunately, yours is much less expensive than most of the others. There's a lot with like a ton of windows. Yours is not as bad. Normally yours would be $449 for like a one-off appointment. While we're in the neighborhood, we do take off $100 on each home. So it would just come down to $349 for every window, frame, sill, shutter, and any doors with any glass. And then for free, we always touch up like the lanterns as well, just kind of as a courtesy.
Okay, so before getting into the close, when we gave the price, we didn't just say, yep, so it's all this, comes down to $349. Instead, what I did was I anchored her to, it's normally $449 for everything, but fortunately, since we're gonna be here on Thursday and it's super close to wheel over, comes down to just $349 for the entire thing. And even though the $349 is what I want to sell it at, it seems super, super cheap in comparison to the normally $449.
We have a full guarantee, so as soon as we're done, me and you can walk around and make sure it looks really good for you.
And so now the last step is going for the close. And if you're new to sales or you don't know what the definition of a close is, it's when you bring the prospect to a decision. They either have to move forward with a yes or move forward with a no. And so it's a fork in the roads of we're here, we're now, which one's it gonna be? A couple examples of a couple different closes could be, does that sound good? It's a yes or no question. Are we gonna move forward? Yes, does it sound good? No, it doesn't sound good, we're not gonna move forward. Or you could say, does that sound fair? Or you could do what I did here, which is assume the sale and say, yeah. And then as soon as we're done, me and you can walk around and make sure it looks super awesome for you, which makes it even harder to say no and even easier to comply or move forward with a yes.
You do the windows on the back porch too?
Inside the porch?
Yeah,
Like, was it doors or was there windows too?
they're mostly,
Mostly the doors.
but they're sort of door window-ish.
Yes,
but-
anything with glass we scrubbed out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now
So
the,
you know they're inside the porch.
yes, inside porch too. Now
Okay.
this, we won't scrub the actual wood part of this just because those sometimes like,
Yeah.
it ruins the stain, but we'll do the glass here and then we'll do the whole doors on the back and then every window. Just $349. And then
Once again, we're minimizing the price, just $349. It's literally nothing. And now if you're watching this and you're someone who is coming from a 9-to-5 job, or you're a college student or even a high school student, and $349 to you feels like a lot of money, it's really, really important to understand that just because it's a lot of money to you does not mean it's a lot of money to other people. This area that I'm knocking in, the homes are worth over $1 million a piece. And so $350 to a homeowner who has a $1 million home to keep it clean is nothing. It's a no-brainer. It's not even worth thinking about, which is super important to understand.
I think tomorrow we could likely fit you in. It is a bit tighter. But if next week would work better, we have a couple more days next week too. Just whatever's best for you.
I have an appointment in the morning tomorrow, but I would be home in the afternoon.
Do you know what time you might be back?
By noon for sure.
Noon, okay. We could likely fit you in at like 12:30, because most of ours, we have a couple in the morning, couple in the evening, but I think 12:30 might work perfect for tomorrow.
Okay,
Cool.
it's a deal.
Sounds good. Well, we'll see you at 12:30. My phone's dead right now.
Okay, so I'll skip the collecting payment part. My phone was dead anyway, so I just had her text me. But yeah, as we can see here, not a single objection, not a single no throughout the entire sales process. But that is created because I did a very, very good job on the front half of avoiding sales patterns going under the radar, not being detected as a salesperson so she could actually listen. And on the back half, I did a really good job at providing certainty and building value and making it seem like a no-brainer for the price. Now we'll move on to a little bit longer of a sale, a little bit more advanced with a handful of objections, and we'll see exactly how we can handle these together now that we understand the basics.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Are you Miss Dyson?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm Nick. I was told to come by. Do you know Miss Malley and Miss Prouty across the street?
Yeah.
Nice. We were just going to be helping them tomorrow, and we've helped a couple others on the street. I can kind of show you. We're just washing all of their windows and then all the framing around.
Oh, I have somebody who does that.
Most people do. We're just given a bit of a deal while we're going to be helping them tomorrow. So what I could do is just count up all the glass and just give you a quick price.
I have no idea.
Okay, so before we go on any further, we're not going to dive super deep into the actual presentation here. We went through most of that on the last sale. But what I do want to dive into is the framework for handling objections. The way we handle objections is by something called looping. So if we're looking at the sales process like a straight line, going from the intro to the close at the end, and we're just walking down that straight line to get to the end, when we're going for the close, or even we're going for the backyard, any sort of objection, what we're doing is when we get hit with that objection, we're looping back around and then going back in. And so there's 3 steps to the actual loop. First is to agree or disarm, right? If someone gives an objection and we immediately just go back in with our rebuttal, it's going to feel like this. It's going to feel like a fight, like an argument, like me versus them. So when we get an objection, how we respond to it completely depends on whether it's on the front half or the back half of the sale. On the back half, after we've given our offer, we've explained our service, we've explained the price, if they give an objection then, it's to be treated a little bit more logical, technical, and to actually navigate why they're saying no and to figure out how to solve it. When we're on the front half of the pitch, they haven't even been given an offer yet. So them saying no really doesn't make any logical sense. And any objection before you've given a price is to be treated like a complete smokescreen objection because it's not real. The window cleaning could be $500, it could be $100, it could be $1,000, but they don't even know what we're offering yet. And so them saying no completely just boils down to self-defense, which like we said is normal. We're knocking on their door. people have self-defense. We can avoid those sales patterns as much as possible, but some people are still going to just have that natural self-defense to want to say no right away. But the way we handle it on the front half is, like I said, not by taking it seriously, but by understanding its self-defense. And so when we're looping or handling objections and looping back in for the close, the first step is to agree. We want to say most people XYZ objection, or John actually XYZ objection too. So like if they say, oh, I do it myself, John actually did it himself too until he heard the deal, or John actually did it himself too. We're just able to get all the really tricky to reach stuff, or most people do. We're just doing a bit of a deal, right? Step one is to agree and empathize and say most people have that same problem. Step two is to give the overcome. Once again, on the front half, it's not logical, so we don't need to go into depth or make some crazy argument for it. We just need to lead them back in and say, we're just doing all the really tricky to reach stuff. We're just doing a huge deal. We're doing it for super cheap. We're just super close. And then once again, three is go back in for the close. And remember, we're not selling them on the window cleaning yet. We're just selling them on the price. And so it's, yeah, most people do, or yes, John does it himself too. We're just doing all the really tricky to reach stuff. We're just doing a huge deal. I'll just take a quick look around for you, count up the glass, and just give you a quick price, just so you know and everything.
When these turkeys come, I don't know. So it's,
The turkeys.
wash my glasses.
Oh.
I mean, my windows.
Well, yeah, what I can do for you, just because we help a lot of people out here too, I can just give you my price. That way, maybe in the future, just for comparison.
Oh, do you have a card?
I do in the van. Yeah, I can take a look and just let you know. Cool.
Oh, sure.
Is there any gates, or is it unlocked?
No, they're all locked. I mean, you can unlock them.
Cool. I'll take a look for you. I'll meet you back here.
Okay.
Cool. My name's Nick, by the way.
Oh, well, thanks, Nick.
Yep.
Cool. So as we can see there was like 3 or 4 front half objections back to back. It's, oh, I think I have someone who does that. I don't know when these people come. Do you have a card? And I'm just one after another, just very non-reactively saying, yeah, totally cool. Most people do. I'll just take a quick look around just so you at least kind of know. And we help a bunch of people out here, so I'll just take a quick look around and just give you my price and a card just so you at least kind of know. Do you have a card? Yeah, I do. I do in the truck. It's just down the street. But yeah, I'll just take a look and let you know it would be super quick. I'm being very persistent, but I'm doing so very pleasantly. I'm not doing it in a way where it's me versus them, beating them into submission and hard closing them. No, I'm just agreeing with them and disarming and segueing it back into, yeah, most people do until they hear a bit of a deal. I'll just be 30 seconds and let you know real quick. I got my running shoes on. I'll be super quick for you. I'll just meet you back here just so you at least kind of know. More information is rarely a bad thing. I'll be 30 seconds and meet you back here just so you know.
Hello. Oh, there you were. I was going to yell. You have a lot of windows.
I know.
I can kind of show you. These are a little bit different than the main ones in the back, but you have the glass. I can kind of just point. You see the kind of ledges throughout?
Right.
I know a lot of people will just scrub and squeegee the actual glass, but what happens is when it rains, the dirt from the ledges just strips back down. So what we do is we wash all the glass, but also the frames and all the sills, so that way when it does rain, it actually stays clean for you. So we do every window, frame, sill, door on the entire house.
Okay.
Normally, if you were to call us out, it would be a bit pricey, just because we're based in Lighthouse Point, so it's a bit of a drive.
Where's that?
It's kind of south of Boca. It's between Fort Lauderdale and Boca, closer to Boca.
That's far.
Yeah, about an hour. So it's normally a bit pricey. It would normally be $649 for a
Holy
one-time.
mackerel.
Yeah, normally for a one-time call out. But we're doing Miss Prouty first, and then right next door, and then actually we're helping. I forgot her name, but Miss at 209.
Nikki?
Yes, at 209, right beside you guys.
John? Yeah.
Yep. And so since we're doing them 3, it's a lot more efficient to just like wheel 10 feet as opposed to drive
Right.
30 miles. So we could just call it $499 for the whole thing for you. Every window, frame, sill, and door on the whole place.
I think they were just washed.
Really?
I don't know.
I was gonna say, I noticed there was a bit of buildup. I could kind of show you.
No.
But yeah, I was gonna say a lot of the ledges, I can kind of even just show you here. These obviously aren't as bad because the porch is covered, but just the dust and the buildup on the kind of glass. Since we're right there, like I said, we could just call it.
And super quick, I want to point out, it's typically best and most ideal to take them to the dirtiest window on the house so they are most in their pain point, right? When we're presenting, we don't want to just be talking to them about the idea of window cleaning. Ideally, we want to be sitting in front of the dirtiest window, looking at it together. So it's us versus the dirty window, rather me versus them. Now, in this situation, there really wasn't any that were like easy to access. She had a really big house and it was kind of complicated. And there weren't really any windows that were easy to view from the front. So I kind of just showed her on this like little piece of door glass. But in most scenarios, you want to pull them ideally to the backyard or the side, wherever the dirtiest window on the house is, so we can be in that pain point when we're presenting.
You could just call it $4.99 for the whole place. And we do have a full guarantee. So as soon as we're done, me and you can take a look around and make sure it looks really good for you.
Okay. Well, give me your card and I'll call you.
Sure. The card is pretty, it's
Also notice how she gives the objection and the first word I say, sure, right? I'm agreeing with them. Before I say anything else, I'm on their side. I'm agreeing with them. Sure. And then I go
on Jamaica, or the second one, Jamaica. There's Bahama and then there's Jamaica. So it's kind of like 4 streets over.
Right. It's far.
Yeah, it's a little bit far, our first job.
I didn't understand what you're saying.
I honestly was just trying to fill my last spot, to be honest, since you're so close. It would be like really convenient to wheel over. And there was a bit of buildup. I did notice this. I'll kind of just show you. You guys have the outsides of the gutters. There was a bit of buildup, kind of the dust and dirt on the outside bowls of the gutters. Normally that's obviously, like you guys have a lot of gutters. Normally that would be a completely separate service. But since you're so close, what we could do is just scrub down all of the exterior gutters on the entire front of the home just for free as a courtesy. And just call it literally $4.99 for the whole thing.
No.
Okay, so before going on any further, like we talked about earlier, the objections of the front half of the presentation are to be treated as smoke screens, not super logical. We just want to blow past them, get to the next step in the sale is just get to the backyard so we can give them a price. Now we've counted the windows, we've actually made our offer, we've told them what we're doing and how much it is, and we've built our value. And now they're objecting, it's a bit different. All the cards are on the table, the offer's on the table. So in order to close after they say no, we need to handle that objection logically. And so her first thing was, well, I think they were just washed. And I said, really? And she said, I don't know. And so at that point, it wasn't really a situation where I needed to change the price or throw something in. And so I basically handled that by saying there was a bit of buildup on the windows in the back. I would have taken her to them. They were just really far and kind of hard to get to. But I said, yeah, there was a bit of buildup. Like I said, since we're so close, we can literally just call it $4.99 for the entire thing. And we have a full guarantee, make it look really good for you. So I didn't actually throw anything in or discount the price. I just re-emphasized that, hey, the windows are actually really dirty. We are super, super close. And then I used a talk track I hadn't yet, which is the full guarantee that as soon as we're done, we'll walk around and make sure it looks perfect. And then she said, well, give me your card and I'll call you. And so the first thing I did is say, sure, just to once again agree, lower that guard. And then I explained pretty much, not that, oh, I don't have any cards or unfortunately I don't have any cards because that makes me look bad. I just explained, yeah, the cards are in the truck. It's kind of far down the street. I'm honestly just trying to fill my last spot. So I basically, before doing anything else, I needed to address the card thing and remove it as an option, take it completely off the table. It's not, oh, unfortunately, I don't have any cards because that makes me look bad. I'm saying I do have cards. They're just kind of far, and so that's not really an option. And then I went back in and brought it back on track with, honestly, I'm just trying to fill my last spot. That's why I'm here. And then because she's now said no to the offer twice, the current value for the current price has been declined. And so in order to move forward from here, I either need to add more perceived value or decrease the price. But I want to protect that at all costs. So rather than just throwing in all of the gutters on the entire house, what I did is I just threw in the front gutter, but I made it seem like we were doing so much extra work. I said, why don't we do this? Normally the gutters you have a lot of gutters and they're really dirty. It's normally a whole separate service. But since we're so close, what I'll do is I'll throw in all of the exterior gutters. Notice my hands, all of the exterior gutters on the entire front, right? So we're just doing the front gutters. It's gonna take maybe 5 minutes, but it sounds like so much work in the way I'm delivering it. And so I'm building a ton of value, even though the throw-in is actually not gonna take much time at all.
For $4.99 for the whole thing.
No.
Is there any particular reason?
No, I can't take it anymore.
You can't take it.
Well, more money going out, more.
Okay, so it's just kind of the price
Yeah,
for you.
Trump just made a deal with Putin, and I'm sure it's a bad deal.
Oh, really?
I'm certain. It has to be bad. Took him an hour to make it. Who do you think got taken advantage of?
Well, geez, I didn't even hear about it yet.
That's why it's bad.
Goodness. Well, I can tell you what else is bad. The outside of the gutters. They're pretty dirty.
I'll think of you when I look at them.
Sure.
Okay, so what we're doing here is there's something on the back half of the presentation that I call loop fatigue. When we get an objection, we obviously want to overcome it and then continue going back in and going back in and going back in until we've sold the job or there's a door slammed in our face, one or the other. So a great thing to do in a lot of these situations is to build more rapport or make some sort of joke to bring their guard back down and to humanize you before going back in again.
Can I do something a little bit crazy for you?
Oh, anything's crazy.
Because there obviously is a bit of buildup. And I also noticed this too, even the outsides of these lanterns probably haven't been cleaned since Biden got elected. So why?
Once again, just another little joke to further the rapport before I go back in for the close again.
We do this. I only have
You
one.
really know how to hurt.
You're literally right next door to like our 3 other jobs. It'd be super easy while we're here. If I could fit you in and we do all the gutters on not just the front, but the whole house, the entire house, and all the lanterns, and we just call it $425. All I would
Are you
ask,
doing windows too?
windows, frame sills, doors, all the gutters, and the lanterns for just $425. All I would ask, I'm very thirsty. I've been outside working in the sun all day. If you could grab us 4 bottles of water, we could call it $425 for the whole thing.
Oh, come in here.
Okay, so we're about to close the deal. As you can see, she's going to get the water bottles. But that leads me to my last point, which is whenever you change the price or you throw something in, you always want to give a reason for the discounter to throw in, or else you'll just look desperate. And so here, we'll do this since you're so close. And then the reason for the discount is because we're so close, I fill my last spot, and I'm really thirsty. If you can just give me 4 bottles of water for me, and I'm with like 3 people like that are shadowing me and filming me here, we can call it $425 for the whole thing, right? And so she goes on to get the bottles of water, and as you can see,
When you think it that way.
Got the good stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
You can come and get one more.
It's okay.
I didn't want one, so you can.
Okay, well, thank you. But yes, since you were so kind as to give us the Aquapana, we'll call it $425 and make it look really good for you.
All right.
Does that sound
Tomorrow,
good?
what time?
Is there any time restraints? We're doing them around 3 or 4, so we could kind of just get you guys done at the same time.
Right.
Does that work
That's
for you
a better
guys?
time, yeah.
Perfect.
Mornings.
Well, I'll just grab your name and address super quick.
Okay.
What's the name? Dyson,
Vacuum
yep.
cleaner. Do you like? It's
Name's Nick. We'll just I'll shoot you a text tomorrow, but it should be 3:30 to 4:30 p.m.
Oh, that's a good time.
And then yeah, when we're finished up, we'll take a look around, make sure it looks good for you.
Thank you for the
Awesome.
water.
Thank you so much for the water. You saved us.
The nicest one on the street. Everyone else was throwing rocks down there.
Yeah.
That's all.
They're what?
They were throwing rocks at us.
He's pulling your leg.
We ought to actually have a group, the whole street, we have a little group together that Nikki put together, and we all get together, so all the women know each other.
Oh yeah,
We don't know the men so well, but
very cool.
we know the women, so it's nice.
Well, we're cleaning all the nice young women's windows tomorrow, so
You're something else, Nick.
I appreciate it.
See
I
you later,
appreciate it.
boys.
We'll
Stick
see you
with
tomorrow. Cool deal. Awesome. Bye-bye.
that sale had like 6, 7, or 8 objections, and we were still able to close it for $425. And it was a 1-story house, mind you. It was just in a really, really nice area, so I was able to price really, really well. And all I had to do was discount $75 and throw in the gutters, right? And once again, on a 1-story house, that is very, very well worth it when I'm doing multiple jobs on that street already, so close together. And so if you can take what we just talked about in these 2 videos and apply the frameworks of the sales process, as well as overcoming the objections, I guarantee you, if you put in the work, even if you're just doing this part-time, you can make your first $5,000 to $10,000 a month in profit. But if you want to shortcut that time and repetition and master the skills way faster and have real life accountability from people performing at the highest level, over the past year, I built something called Home Service Academy, which is a coaching program designed to help people start or scale their existing home service business to over $1,000 in net profit every single day. It comes with numerous uncut live sales of mine, like the ones we just saw, as well as in-depth trainings on everything A to Z so you can master the sales process, how to build a real business with systems at scale, hiring your first workers, as well as a community of other peers and mentors crushing in the industry to hold you accountable, give you feedback on your voice memos, and have daily accountability calls and weekly live sales trainings. When I first started my window cleaning business, I invested in a mentorship and it absolutely changed the game for me. And now, over 3 years and 7 figures later, I'm blessed to be in a position to help others achieve the same. And so if you want to learn more and apply for coaching, there's a link in the description for you to check out, and I hope to see you on the other side. Peace.